Hey there everyone, Zach Wilcox here. It's about 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Wanted to go ahead and stop and show you what we're looking at St. Simon's Island as Idalia works her way through. The band's working their way through southern Georgia. We've been in Brunswick for most of the morning, but as soon as we realized the Causeway is going to stay open, it seems like we figured we'd come over to St. Simon's Island and see what they have going on here. And I'll step out so that we can show you. Boris is going to zoom in on it. We've got a tree that came down. First of all, I want to thank these Glynn County crews. We're out here in the storm, but they're really out here having to do the work, physical hands-on work that they have to do to make sure that the roads are safe for everyone. So this is right off of the tourist causeway onto Causeway here, heading toward the beach. That's where we're going to go to check in on some of the businesses, and this was going on when we passed through. So they've got one lane closed down here. And you can see that truck that's working to remove the debris. It looks like at this point they've gotten the tree cut up into big chunks. The base of the tree, I don't know if Boris can show you, is actually on the kind of the eastbound lane here where we are. You can see it just kind of sticking out from the shrub there, from the bush line there. That's the base of the tree. So they had to cut it all up, and now they're working on getting it into this dump truck to move out of the way here. So a good warning that there could be things going on. You may see things blocking the road if you do try and drive around. The good news is right now the causeway is staying open. They were worried right around this time, depending on the wind conditions, or possible flooding conditions at the base of the causeway, if they'd have to close it down. Of course, that is the in and out point of St. Simon's Island to get into Brunswick and the rest of coastal Georgia. So it looks like the causeway is going to stay open, but if you are navigating around here, just keep in mind stuff like this going on, and these wonderful crews that are out here powering through the storm to make sure they can get it removed as quickly as possible. This is the biggest debris we've seen in the Brunswick St. Simon's area. We have seen some other tree limbs that have come down, some smaller trees, but this is a pretty large log here. So you can see they're directing traffic. We've seen a few cars come in and out as well. And I want to point out that the Sydney Lanier Bridge, we were looking at that earlier, that bridge going to Jekyll Island from Brunswick is closed. They closed it at 10 this morning. I tell you what, after coming over the causeway, a much lower bridge, the Lanier Bridge has these big cables, goes way up there. The causeway, the top of the causeway is pretty shaky, so just make sure that if you are going to have to navigate or drive around, make sure that you're keeping that in mind. It was a lot of wind up there, so we were in an SUV, but in a truck that probably would have been pretty shaky, even coming over that. So makes sense that the Lanier Bridge is shut down considering how high it goes. But we are getting gusts of wind come through here. Just saw a pile of moss fall down here. But I'll step out again so we can continue to watch that progress on them working on. It looks like they have a pretty big chunk of that tree in there now that they are moving over. So, like I said, when we were coming over the causeway, didn't really see any noticeable debris. The water was really rough there in the river as we came over the causeway. I believe that's the back river there. There's really a lot of white caps on there. I know it's usually such a pretty view coming over the bridge, but pretty gnarly out there today. And the clouds have been moving through so fast, but it's just been one band of these light gray storm clouds after another. We've fortunately been able to avoid a lot of rain, at least since we took over. We took over from the morning crews around about 2 hours ago now, so that you can see them moving that log out of there, trying to keep the road from being blocked. And they have one person on each side, making sure that they let one car through. And they can turn that sign around. So just wanted to show you that. We're going to head out toward St. Simon's Island next, which is where last night we saw a lot of sandbag kind of action going on, especially the ones that are by the fishing pier, by the water. A lot of the businesses there had either sandbags out or they had some sort of block in front of their doors that was caulked into the doorway, so that way hopefully they didn't have any water get up there. We have not made it out there since last night, so we haven't been out there since the high tide, so hopefully I didn't hear any reports of extreme flooding by any means, but should be able to get out there and see exactly what it looks like. But again, if you are going to be driving around during the storm, especially if you're in the southern Georgia area as it's continuing to pass through, just keep in mind stuff like this does happen, but hopefully there's a crew that's going to be right there ready to take care of it. But for now, we're going to continue working our way down Causeway toward the beach, and we'll continue to provide updates as we work our way through the day here and as the storm continues to work its way out of the area. In St. Simons, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News on your side.